be done and what should not be done, or where is the scope for limitation. If we are talking about the cost segment, then how less now the cost now we can keep, so that will depend upon that. Now another example of the competitive strategy is Amazon. As we also know well about this company. Now we will be discussing about the Amazon's generic strategy. Actually, this is also known. This is also based on the cost segment. So Amazon strategy is also is the cost leadership, but along with that, now the cost leadership, now they have a very large segment of the online segment of the variety of the products. So the Amazon now they has kept this strategy for giving the products now the at lower cost, but the availability will be more. Now this is one more business strategy, where the objectives are given as a cost leadership and customer centric approach. So Amazon now gives you whatever is required to the customers, and this is not limited to any business. You can get anything from Amazon. You can get now from biomedical equipments to your consumer goods to FMCGs to anything, whatever now you want, and we purchase now the lot. And if you have seen now what is the market share of the Amazon, then if you want to make this Amazon's now the business strategy of cost leadership and customer centric to be effective, then these are the basics points now which Amazon considers. Now the first is now the regularly entering into new reaches and segments. So that's what I was discussing, that now there is no limitation. So whatever new opportunities will be coming, now they will be entering into that business, and so it is not limited to a certain domains or some different areas. Now normally the shops are dominated by a particular domain. Some will be apparel industries, some will be FMCG industries, some will be electronic industries, then some will be computers and PCs industries. But Amazon now they has no any limitations, and whatever new businesses now they are acquiring. Then strengthening Amazon ecosystems. Ecosystems are the total chains or supply chain is nothing but ecosystem. So strengthening that supply chains, then uncompromised now the focus towards customer service. You will see this is again a competitive strategy. So along with the low cost, now the good customer service is their strategy, and focusing on Amazon's now the leadership values. Now this is what now is one example which I wanted to share about the competitive strategy. And then if you see the different strategies, then there is one linkage, chain, or fit required now between the strategies. As we have seen that now these different segments are having different competitive strategies, and we need to have the strategic between them. Now, if you see the competitive strategy or the company's strategy, then basically it is divided now into three parts. Now on major scale. Now this is not the only way in which now you can classify the strategies or competitive strategies of organizations, but they may be different. Some of the stages now they may be missing in supply chain, depending upon what type of business now you are in. Now we'll start the discussions now from supply chain management or supply chain strategies now the better we can say. Now as we have seen that now the supply chain strategies now the mainly as traditionally focuses now on distribution. So here we will assume that now it is related to the distribution. Means how you will be deciding your action plans now for distribution of the material. Now whether customer should come to your shop and collect the material, or you will be giving the home deliveries. What about return policies? So all this will be supply chain strategy. And then based upon that, now you should have a marketing strategy, which will be the strategy to reach the customers with all your potentials, your products, your methodologies, your customer customer service strategies, and all these things now they will be coming into marketing strategy. And new product strategies, and now what new products now you will be including in your supply chains, and this in continuation now they will make your value chain. So it will start from new product development to marketing and sales, then operations, then distribution, and then services, and which will be based on the basis for this competitive strategy will be finance, then accounting, then information technology, and whatever human resources. Because these strategies now they will not be survived now the unless and until you do not have the these requirements with you. So it depends upon what type of human resources you are having, what type of information technology you are using, what are the accounting practices now you are using. This is related to the transactions and modes of transactions, and then what are the how many finances now they are available now, which will help for deciding the supply chain strategy. Now after considering the different stages of supply chain, we will be discussing what is the strategic fit and concept of strategic fit. Now, as we have discussed that now, for any company to be successful, it's a supply chain strategy and competitive strategy must fit. मतलब ये जो हमने देखा था कि supply chain strategy will be related to the distribution of materials, keeping the stocks, keeping the warehouses. If you see the Amazon's supply chain, and if you see uh, their distribution strategy, you will see that now they are providing these materials now at home delivery. You can get now the everything at home. You'll see that now they have n number of depots or warehouses. Now they don't use very big warehouses, and they do not stock the products now they at each level. They have their products stored at their suppliers or their sellers, whatever they say. So if suppose now you are now giving some order, you will see that now some orders are coming from Gurgaon, some orders are coming from Kolkata, some orders now which you have ordered now is coming from Delhi. They are using now the very fast routes for transportation, and then you will be receiving materials now within short time, within 1 day or 2 day or same day delivery possible in some cases, or you will be receiving in 5-6 days. So this is depending upon upon the customer requirements. Now, if you need some faster deliveries like through the chains of Amazon Prime and all these things, so in that case now you may pay some higher cost, and you can get the deliveries now very short period. And so that strategic now the fit is required now between the supply chain strategies and your manufacturing strategies and your marketing strategies. So whatever Amazon is doing now, this is the fit between the customer requirement and your delivery times. मतलब ये जो अलग-अलग delivery times and अलग-अलग costs हैं उनके, that depends upon that is because of the strategic fit. मतलब ये strategic fit करने के लिए if you need now the early deliveries, then you have to pay some additional costs, और आपको कुछ membership लेना पड़ेगा, and whatever these things. So this is for making the strategic fit. Or sometimes this is also to control the sales now of the product. जैसे हमने कि normalization of sales हमने देखा था कि if you have uncertain demands and very high fluctuations in demand, in some period you will see very high demands, in some period you will see there are no demand, and we will normalize these demands now by giving some offers, or uh, by giving the opportunity, or making it compulsion for the customers to purchase in advance. So that normalization can be done. The competitive and supply chain strategies must have the same goal. So that we have discussed, it refers to the consistency between customer priorities that competitive strategy hopes to satisfy and the supply chain capabilities that the supply chain strategy aims to build. So these are all related to the fit between the different stages of supply chain and strategy. So we'll see some examples of the of strategic field. Marketing a large variety of goods now they deliver quickly, as we have seen that now they have discussed this about the Amazon. If you go to the Amazon supply chain, then large number of products, variety of goods, they can be supplied now they quickly, or there will be normal delivery, or there will be fast deliveries, and this is there. If you go to the courier industries, you will find that now different marketing strategies now for different segments and different cost segments now they are applied. Now this is one of the examples of now the strategic field in Dell supply chain. Now as we have seen that now Dell is the the industry which has both supply chain, but their customized product supply chain is a strength of Dell company, and that is somewhat different than the other supply chains now of PC industries or computer industries. We can say it is shifted from responsive supply chain now to efficient supply chain. Now, what do you understand by responsive supply chain and the efficient supply chains? Yes, please.
What, sir? Can you repeat?
What do you understand the difference between responsive supply chain and competitive supply chain, or we can say efficient supply chain? Responsive and efficient. How we measure efficiencies? Come on.
How effectively satisfy the customer's needs.
Okay. No, I'm see, there are two parts. Now we are discussing two parts. One is responsiveness and another one is efficiency. Actually, these are the we can say the pillars of supply chain. Now इसमें balance करना पड़ता है, बहुत balance करना पड़ता है. That I think ये आगे आने वाला है, responsiveness and efficiency. But अभी इधर आया तो we will discuss this concept here. What is efficiency? Many times efficiency मतलब what is expected there for the industries. Vishwajit? Vishwajit, can you hear me?
The efficiency means there is less wastage, right?
Sorry?
So that goods are delivered with least wastage.
No. See, first of all, tell me what is efficiency. What do you understand by efficiency?
So the amount of money which we are putting in and the return which we are getting.
Yes, this is one of the efficiency. See, efficiencies are measured in number of terminology. This is not the only thing. Yes, this is the major concept of efficiency, that कितना पैसा लगा रहे हैं और कितना पैसा हम निकाल रहे हैं, isn't it? In fact, efficiency is nothing but it is a ratio of output upon input. अभी output can be in different terminology, input can be in different terminology. मतलब output में यहाँ पे जो हो रहा है, हम क्या कर रहे हैं कि output also we are measuring in terms of money and input also we are measuring in terms of money. मतलब मैं कितना पैसा डाल के कितना पैसा निकाल रहा हूँ, उसमें मेरी एफिशिएंसी डिसाइड होगी. अभी मैं आई कैन मेजर द आउटपुट इन कंपैरिजन विद व्हाटएवर मैन पावर में कितना लगा रहा हूँ और कितना आउटपुट निकाल रहा हूँ, isn't it? मैं कितनी इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहा हूँ और कितना आउटपुट मैं निकाल रहा हूँ, isn't it? How much time I am spending, मतलब कितना इनपुट मैं दे रहा हूँ और कितना आउटपुट मैं लगा रहा हूँ. So the efficiencies now will depend upon that. मतलब सपोज आपका अभी सपोज इफ यू कंसीडर व्हाट इज योर एफिशिएंसी, आपका एफिशिएंसी मेजर करना है, तो यू कैन मेजर द एफिशिएंसीज बाय कंपेयरिंग आउटपुट. अभी आपका आउटपुट क्या रहेगा? सपोज योर एसपीआई ऑफ द सेमेस्टर इज योर आउटपुट. अभी इसमें इनपुट आप क्या लगा रहे हो, आपका टाइम कितना दे रहे हो. यू विल एग्री दैट नाउ द डिफरेंट पीपल आर नाउ द पुटिंग डिफरेंट efforts now into that and getting different output. So output can be measured that now what is my SPI and how much time I have spent now on actual preparation now for these examinations. Then we can say that now इसमें पैसा कितना हमने लगाया है. Some people may go for the classes and spend some more money and get some output. So that is again another input. आपके घर वालों ने कितना आपके साथ उसमें energy waste किया है. So that will again another factor for input. So efficiency is now what I mean to discuss here is that now the efficiency is not only measured in terms of money, but it is now measured in terms of all the inputs now whatever we are putting and all the outputs. मतलब इसमें not only we will measure the money, but we will also measure the customer satisfaction, isn't it? We will also measure the market segment. We will also measure in terms of our growth isn't it? मतलब कितना ग्रोथ हो गया, कि हमने कितना टाइम लगाया और कितना ग्रोथ हो गया. What is our customer satisfaction? What is our customer satisfaction index? So it can be measured. But as we have seen that now, yes, it is mostly related with the money. And so whenever we are talking about the effective supply chains, now it is the discussion about now the what is the output and what is the input. This is what is the efficiency. So in order to increase the efficiency, हमें output increase करना है, maybe by keeping the input same, or by decreasing the inputs. मतलब output can be anything, input can be anything. So this is the efficient supply chain. So whenever the ratio of efficiency is high, it means whenever output is high and input is low, our efficiency will be low. But what happens, whenever we talk about efficiency, it affects on one aspect. What is that aspect? Efficiency हम ज्यादा करने जाएंगे तो कहां पे इसका इम्पैक्ट हो सकता है? Are you getting my question, Tanmay? Tanmay Nagvekar, are you getting my question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
रिपीट बोलना. यस सर क्या बोलते हैं?
So what I'm saying is that if you want to increase the efficiency, ये कहां पे badly affect कर सकता है आपको, आपके बिजनेस को?
So cost.
No, see, efficiency मतलब cost तो होगा ही. मतलब आपको efficiency करना है, मतलब you have to increase your profits in what is that? Directly बोलना है तो ये आपको profits बढ़ाना है, मतलब efficiency आपको बढ़ाना है.
So quality.
Quality, yes. This is again I need that specific answer. Yes, you are on the right track, but what is that which will be affected? Yes, quality will be affected. What will be the cause of quality? Quality affect होने से क्या affect होगा आपका? Yes, exactly. It will affect customer satisfaction. Yes, Niruti, it will affect customer satisfaction. मतलब आप जब efficiency बढ़ाएंगे तो customer satisfaction affect होगा उसका, क्योंकि आपको क्या करना है कि minimum resources में आपको maximum output देना है. It is not true in all the cases now it will happen. वो तो managers को करना है, वो तो engineers को करना है कि आपका output बढ़ाना है, आपको input कम करना है. But at the same time, now it is inversely proportional to your quality. It is inversely proportional to customer satisfaction, and you have to see that now it is not affecting on the customer satisfaction. But this is really very difficult task, and it affects something. मतलब ऐसा नहीं होता है कि आप बहुत कम पैसा भी लेंगे और आपकी सर्विसेज भी बढ़ाएंगे. So responsive supply chain is the supply chain which is responsible for the customer satisfaction. Are you getting it? Now the supply chains are basically classified into two types. Now the one is now the either it is efficient supply chain or it will be a responsive supply chain. So whenever we talk about responsive supply chain, these are the chains now which will be talking about the customer satisfaction and not much about the cost. On the other hand, now if you consider the efficient supply chains, now they will be considering more profits and not much on the customer satisfaction. No, you may agree for this or you may not disagree. You may disagree for this. Now I'll just give you one example. No, suppose that now आपका responsiveness बढ़ाना है, मतलब आपका customer satisfaction बढ़ाना है. Customer को क्या चाहिए? What customers needs? What customer expects? Srushti?
So could you repeat?
No, I'm asking what are the expectations of customers? मतलब
Sir, good service.
We have to give we have to increase the responsiveness of our supply chain. तो इसके बारे में हमें customer satisfaction बढ़ाना है. Customer satisfaction बढ़ाना है मतलब customer को जो चाहिए वो देना है. What is जो चाहिए मतलब क्या चाहता है customer? Quality.
Sir, timely delivery of products.
Timely
Sir.
delivery, yes.
Sir, after sales services मतलब जो भी.
After sales service, yes. Shruti. Immediate response, yes. Shruti, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Customization, yes. Now, what are the expectations? As a customer, now the आपके क्या expectations रहते हैं? Do you have any experience of being customer? Shruti?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Then what you have expected? Now share your some expectations, some experience about customer satisfaction. Okay, Shubhangi.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What customer wants?
Good quality with the cheapest price.
Yes. Well, see, in general, customer wants everything. उनको सब चाहिए. मतलब सस्ता भी चाहिए, टाइमली डिलीवरी भी चाहिए, वेन अच्छा भी चाहिए, वेन कॉम्पिटिटिव बहुत जल्दी घर पे भी आना चाहिए, देन रिटर्न भी आपने लेना चाहिए. Everything they want, everything. So to satisfy with everything, now this is very complex, isn't it? मतलब आपको suppose चीप देना है तो क्वालिटी में किधर तो इम्पैक्ट होगा, but they don't want to accept that. So they want a good quality at cheaper cost with very fast delivery. So everything is required, and so in order to satisfy these requirements of customers and in order to make your supply chains responsive, सबको satisfy करना है मतलब responsive करना है आपको, it is going to affect on the cost. आपको किधर तो आपको compromise करना पड़ेगा, isn't it? आपको cost कम करना है, मतलब suppose fast delivery देना है तो fast पैसा भी देना पड़ेगा, तो आपको कम cost में देना है तो delivery में आपको compromise करना पड़ेगा, or you have to find out the ways in which you can reduce the cost. मैनेजर्स को क्या करना पड़ता है? मैनेजर्स एक्चुअली हैज टू डू दिस एवरी डे, उनको वही करना पड़ता है. हमें वही लगता है कि हमारे पास इनके पास इतनी स्ट्रेटजी है, तो व्हाट दिस पीपल आर डूइंग एवरी डे दे आर फाइटिंग फॉर रिड्यूसिंग द कॉस्ट एंड रिड्यूसिंग द कॉस्ट. तो वही मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव. जितने भी बॉसेस आप देखेंगे बिजनेस में, उनका एक ही ऑब्जेक्टिव है कि टू रिड्यूस द कॉस्ट, क्योंकि अदरवाइज दे कैन नॉट सर्वाइव. Because if you see that now what customers wants everything, and to satisfy that everything now which will be a part of responsive supply chain. आपकी responsive supply chain तभी कही जाएगी कि जब आप satisfy कर रहे हो customer को, and then in that case now it becomes it goes away from the efficient supply chain. तो efficiency धीरे धीरे कम हो जाती है. एफिशिएंसी आपको बढ़ाना है मतलब आपको प्रॉफिट्स बढ़ाना है, आपके आउटपुट्स बढ़ाना है, आपके इनपुट्स कम करना है, तो दैट केस नाउ it will adversely affect on the responsiveness of supply chain, and that is the real job, that is the toughest job of the supply chain. And so what we were discussing is that now about Dell supply chain now we shift from the responsive supply chain to efficient supply chain, customized PCs to build to stock now the PCs now through wall market. मतलब ये जो responsiveness था, they have reduced this responsiveness, and they have shifted to efficient supply chain. मतलब responsiveness supply chain Dell का था, मतलब क्या था? Dell has now their stores, now you can go to Dell and you can now ask your configuration of your PC, मतलब whatever you want. मतलब it should not be like that now they have 10 models of PC and you will purchase from these 10 models. You can go to them and you can customize. now the आपका specification आप बोलेंगे, and accordingly that now they will prepare and they will give you the PC as per your requirement. So that was responsiveness. मतलब that is the highest responsiveness, isn't it? मतलब आपको जो चाहिए वो मिलेगा. That is the highest responsiveness. But it has affected on the cost, and because of that now the Dell has seen the reductions in their sales, and then Dell has to move to the efficient supply chain when they were now the selling these customized now the PCs to build to stock now the from customized PCs to build to stock PCs now the through Walmart. And so now then the Dell PCs now they were also available now in the Walmarts and all other shops, and they have to change their strategy. And so there may be different cases. Now, somebody might have shifted now from the efficient supply chain to the customer centric supply chains or responsive supply chains. And nowadays now it has happened more. मतलब आपको responsiveness आपको ज़्यादा चाहिए because the customer expectations now they are changing. The way of spending on by the customers are changing, and people expects uh, responsive supply chains now the more. So responsiveness के अभी customers ज़्यादा बढ़ रहे हैं. मतलब you might have seen that now you being young people now they also many times now they prefer the services over the cost, isn't it? And so now one was the period now where cost was very important, efficiency was very important, and customer was very much interested in the cost of the products instead of services. But nowadays the choices, customer choices are changing. उनके tests बदल रहे हैं, and customer needs the more responsiveness, and so many supply chains are changing to responsiveness. Now, apart from that, now whether it is responsive or whether it is efficient, we should have a strategic fit. There are three basic steps for achieving strategic fit. Now we will discuss that now how the strategic fit can be achieved. First thing is now the understanding the customer and supply chain uncertainties. See, first the company must understand the customer needs for each targeted segment and the uncertainty in the supply chain faces for satisfying the customer needs. Now, if suppose now as we say that now the Walmart, or if you consider now the even Amazon strategic business strategy is to sell the products at cheaper cost. So whenever now we consider a cheaper cost, now we should also consider the customers, that how much customers now are there now which are willing to buy cheaper products, and what is the uncertainty in the supply chain. So this is the first thing now which as a business now we should understand. Then understanding the supply chain capabilities. Now can we do that? What is our capability? What are our strengths? So here strengths will come into picture to decide our strategic fit. See, there may be some problems now in supply chain. Now, if suppose now you want to sell cheaper, then obviously you have to go for the manufacturing sectors now where cheaper manufacturing is possible. So many times you see that now if you even consider the big brands like Sony or even Apple, now they don't manufacture now in US or European industrial zones. They manufacture in Asian countries because the manufacturing costs are very very cheap now as compared to their locations, and so we have to do the strategic fit. Now this is why they have plants here. Now this is the requirement of strategic fit. And so understanding the supply chain capabilities. Now this is again another step of achieving strategic fit. And third is now the achieving strategic. If a mismatch exists between what the supply chain does particularly well and the desired customer needs, the company will either need to restructure the supply chain to support the competitive strategy, whatever Dell has done. Dell ने वही किया, तो पहले तो they have changed their strategy. You will see now the many organizations now they have changed their strategy. Now if you again now they go to the Tatas, then Tatas also are changing their competitive strategy. ये जो nano project में उनका था कि that was very efficient supply chain strategy थी. They have aim of now the giving cheap product to the customers, but as if you study the case study of Tata Nano, which is we can say it as a business failure. Yes, again, there may be some different opinions and different controversies, but what I think is that yes, it is failure, because if there was some objective and that objective is not fulfilled, and if it is not long-term gain for the organization, then we can say that it is strategy. But see, whenever you study any case, now it has now the different angles and different people study from different perspectives. So if we study this case from different perspectives, then maybe in some perspectives we cannot claim like that. but it is in totality now we can come to that conclusion. Now, as we have seen that now there are three stages. Now, the first is understanding the customer and supply chain uncertainty. Now, what we have to understand, customer demands from different segments may vary along several attributes. Now, the quantity of the product needed now in each lot. See, these are uncertainties. Now, the how much we will product. We are talking in order to increase your customization or your responsiveness. Now, we are talking about the just-in-time manufacturing systems. And so in just-in-time manufacturing system, there is no concept of batch size. No, जितना भी demand होगा उतनी batch बनेगी. And so quantity of the product needed in a lot now, that is uncertainty. Response now the time willing to tolerate. Now this again uncertainty. So there will be different demands for response time. There will be different variety of now the product needed will be different. Service level required will be different, and price of the product also will be, the customer expectations will be different for that. And desired rate for now the innovation now the in the product now the will be different. And so we as a company can divide some orders like emergency orders and construction orders. Like construction orders are routine orders. So इसके लिए Amazon पे आपको दो ways दिखेगा. If you want a fast delivery, then you can go by this way. If you want a normal delivery, then you can do this way. Then based upon that uncertainties, there is an implied demand uncertainty, which is the cause of which is the we can say that now this is uncertainty of the changing business strategies or customer demands. Implied demand uncertainty is the uncertainty exists due to the portion of the demand that the supply chain is required to meet. And you see now day by day now this is this uncertainty is increasing. Demand uncertainties are increasing because the product life cycles now they have become very short. मतलब पहले जो हम कंसिडर करते थे कि एक प्रोडक्ट लिया तो हमारी जिंदगी भर चलेगा, तो वो कंसेप्ट तो अभी गया है. आपने देखा होगा कि आपके ग्रैंडफादर्स वगैरह इफ दे वर यूजिंग, आपके घर में तब साइकिल था तो यू माइट हैव सीन दैट मतलब कितने प्यार से हम उसको संभालते थे, हाउ मच केयर वी यूज्ड टू टेक. और एक साइकिल लेते थे तो एटलीस्ट एक 20-25 साल तो चलती थी, एंड देन दैट मच केयर वाज टेकन. इसको इतना प्रिसाइजली हैंडल किया जाता था. आज आप देखेंगे कोई भी सोसाइटी में जाओ, बच्चों को आज साइकिल लिया तो 2 साल के बाद वो साइकिल का हालत क्या होता है. एंड अगेन नाउ दी व्हाट इज द एक्सपेक्टेशंस ऑफ कस्टमर. बीइंग कस्टमर हम भी नहीं एक्सपेक्ट करते कि मेरा साइकिल अभी मैं 20 साल तक हो जाऊंगा तब यूज करूंगा. सो दैट एक्सपेक्टेशन नाउ इज नॉट देयर फ्रॉम द कस्टमर्स देन फ्रॉम द सोसाइटी. And so this demand uncertainty has increased. The demand uncertainty reflects the uncertainty of customer demand for a product. Implied demand uncertainty, in contrast, is the resulting uncertainty for only the portion of the demand that the supply chain must handle and the attributes the customer desires. For example, a firm supplying now the only emergency orders for a product now they will face a higher implied demand uncertainty that a firm supplying some products now with a long lead time. So this in order to handle this uncertainty of the demand now we can segregate these items. So this can be one strategy in order to fulfill our strategic fit. Now this is required that now we will identify the more uncertain items, and we will again identify what are the certain items now which can be handled now by the customer. So these are the impacts of customer needs on implied demand uncertainty. Customer need is now the range of quantity increases. And cause of demand implied demand uncertainty increase now because a wider range of the quantity required now implies now the greater variance now in demand. Like maybe the quantity requirements are different. So many times now we say that now the quantity required is now the only one. So quantity required maybe in 2, 3 or small numbers, and so the range of quantity now which is required now from customer now is different. Then lead time now decreases. This is another requirement of the customer that they want the products now they had very short time. So lead time बहुत कम चाहिए, and this increases now because of that now the demand uncertainty, implied demand uncertainty increases because there is less time in which to reach to the customer orders. So see how the implied demand uncertainty is now the affected because of this changing needs of the customer. Then customer need is now the variety of now the products, now the requirement increases. Customer needs now the more variety of the product. This also helps for increasing the. This also causes the increase in the demand, implied demand uncertainty, because demand per product now the becomes now the more disaggregate. The number of now the channels now the through which the products may be acquired now the increases now the through different channels like the home deliveries or some different ways of home deliveries and the time spans. Then in this case also implied demand uncertainty will increase because the total customer demand is now disaggregated now the over more channels. Then rate of innovation increases. The new things and new expectations from the customers are increasing. Obviously, depends because it is available in the market, and then the required now the service level also increases. This increases the demand uncertainty because the firm now has to handle now the unusual now the surges now the in demand now the which is to be done. This is correlation between implied demand uncertainty and other rate improvement. If there is low implied demand uncertainty and high implied demand uncertainty, then how this will be affecting on these aspects or these characteristics of the products. So the product margins will be if there is low implied uncertainty, then product margins will be low. If there is very high uncertainty, then obviously there will be high products margin, or you need to keep the high products margin. See, if there is low uncertainty, it means that now the things are certain. You know about that. It will affect on the low in product work in process inventories. It will affect on the low finished products inventories. It will affect on the low cycle times. Then obviously now it is the product margins. Now in that case now they will be can be kept now the low. But uncertainties are more than obviously now these costs now they will be affecting on the overall now the cost of supply chain, and so this is more. Then if suppose now the average forecast now the error in case where there is a low implied demand uncertainty, then forecast now the errors now the may be less, and if there is more than 40 to 100% uncertainty will be there. Average now the stock out rate now the if there is low implied uncertainty then 1 to 2%, but in case of high uncertainty 10 to 20%, 10 to 40%. And see this 40% now they will be added to your inventories, which maybe sometimes now they may be scraps, and so this again risky, and which is be affecting on the efficiencies of the supply chain. Average now the post now the seasons now the and market downs now it can be 0% in case of low demand implied uncertainty, and in case of now the high demand uncertainty this can be 10 to 20%. So this is the data which is based on some of the researches now the in the domain of uncertain demands. Okay, so this we have seen. This is a slide we will discuss and we will stop here. So impact of the supply source capabilities on supply uncertainties. Supply source capabilities are frequent breakdowns and unpredictable and low yields and poor quality, limited supply capabilities, inflexible supply capabilities, and evolving production processes. This all will increase the supply chain uncertainty. So frequent breakdowns की वजह से आपकी uncertainty बढ़ेगी. Unpredictable low yields are low outputs. Yields are nothing but these are outputs. Then poor quality of the products. So this will increase the demand uncertainty. Yes, any doubts? Yesterday was Sunday, no? Today is 8th night. Yes, no doubts? Okay, I'll go for the attendance. Then Karthik,
Present, sir.
Srikanth,
Yes, sir.
Aditya,
Yes, sir.
Manish,
Yes, sir.
Rakesh,
Present, sir.
Karthik,
Yes, sir.
Gurpreet,
Yes, sir.
Abhishek,
Yes, sir.
Vedant,
Yes, sir.
Pakasa, Ansari,
Yes, sir.
Nikhil,
Yes, sir. Ammar, sir. Sir.
yes. Okay, Nikhil,
Yes, sir.
Harshal,
Yes, sir.
Siddesh,
Yes, sir.
David Singh,
Present, sir.
Mrityunjay, Ravi,
Yes, sir.
Kaful,
Yes, sir.
Sagar, Venkatesh,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Suraj,
Yes, sir.
Ritik,
Yes, sir.
Jayant,
Yes, sir.
Shubham,
Yes, sir.
Arnav,
Yes, sir, present.
Atharva,
Yes, sir.
Shreyas,
Yes, sir.
Shlok,
Yes, sir.
Jay,